Before I was your mom's favorite podcaster, I was just a little boy living in central New York whose parents decided to move their family all over the world. These are the people I've met and helped mold me into the person I am today. These are my stepping stones. Yo, it's your boy, Crypt Keeper, Joey Stones. And today we have a special episode of Steppin' Stones. I know I haven't done one in a while. It's been hard scheduling, but this is someone who I've wanted to have on for a while now because I'm trying to persuade her and Brittany, who was on a few months ago, into doing their own little show. But we'll segue into that later on. But this is Fitch, everybody. Now, why are we calling you Fitch? Can you let people know why you're referred to as Fitch?
Yes. So no one in my life other than my husband and my parents call me Jess, which is my real name. Fitch is my maiden name that continues on, even though I've been married and with my husband for a long time. So I'm still Fitch to everyone, which I love.
How old were you when that started? When did you go from Jessica to Fitch?
6th or 7th grade.
So that preteen, everybody's starting to hit puberty, and you just went with it.
Yeah, I don't think I had a choice. My brother was always Fitch, and I was always Fitch, and I love it.
Now, me and Fitch, we became friends when she hit college. Now, let's rewind before college. Where are you from?
I'm from upstate New York, near Saratoga.
Oh, up there. What was your upbringing like?
Oh, that's a heavy question. Mom, dad, dogs, brother, normal, big high school. I went to a really, really big high school, which transitioned to my first year in college. My high school is way bigger than where we met.
Yeah. And
beyond bigger.
How big was your graduating class?
Well, I thought it was 900. Apparently it wasn't. It was 650, 675. But then add all the other grades. And we were one of the smallest ones, apparently.
Yeah, so from anybody who's local from where I'm at, that's almost double the size of an RFA graduating class.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. So what clique were you in high school and middle? So what clique were you in middle school and high school?
I have no idea. I don't think there really were cliques.
What would you consider yourself if everybody got hit with labels? What was the label people labeled you with?
I don't know. That's a good question. I played sports. I was a cheerleader for 4 years.
So you were in that preppy jockey crowd?
Yeah, but I was always a little off from the prep. I liked dressing like preps, but I still liked different things.
You're talking about music and stuff, aren't you?
Music and more hard-ish music. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that comes later too, but it stemmed. It was starting.
So
my rebellion stages.
We all had them. So me and Fitch met when she attended HCCC with my sister Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose HCCC, especially coming from such a big school, going to a school that was not even a third of the size?
Yeah. Well, I didn't get into any SUNY schools, so that's one. I didn't do very good in high school, which you don't need to do very good because now I have my master's degree, so it doesn't really matter. But Heather suggested it. My best friend Heather of 20-something years, she suggested it because we didn't want to go to the community college in Albany. And Herkimer, you could stay over, you could sleep, or you could live there, and it just seemed like college and not
jump a county over, so we feel like we're away, but we're close enough if anything happens.
It was only an hour and 15 away, I think. from
Which
my
is
parents.
essentially what Andy had done. Instead of going to MV, she went to
Right.
Herkimer, which is like 45 minutes away from us.
Right. Which was the best days ever. Like Herkimer was fun.
I know I spent a lot of time coming down and visiting you guys on weekends, and
Mhm.
I, especially like towards the end, it's like you guys gave up on living, like those, because they were like suites, like little mini apartments,
Yeah.
and I think Andy must have flushed her cell phone down the toilet like 4 times. Like it was a party area. I remember meeting you guys out at like a random house in Herkimer, and
Mhm.
like going all the way up to like the attic, and everybody crammed in the attic trying to like play beer pong. Or like,
Is that your first memory of me? Because I don't remember the first time I met you. I remember Brittany.
it was one of those weekends coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like whatever first weekend you, because especially for a while, me and like my buddy Jason, we were coming down like every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Or especially if Andy was coming home, like she'd come home and then be like, all right, want to come back? You want to go back down tonight? There's a party going on. Da, 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 da. That's when I remember you and I feel like we bonded the most over the planning and the execution of traveling to Brittany's wedding.
Yes, 100%.
That was probably one of my funnest road trips because the whole thing was a clusterfuck the whole entire time.
So bad. Also, why would we ever choose to drive a Jeep Wrangler?
Yeah.
A real Jeep, December in the snow. Like, why didn't we fly?
Well, the snow wasn't the issue. It was the ice, because it wasn't
Yeah.
just snowing. It was
bad.
freezing. So like you had even like big trucks like going 20 miles an hour. But so we had it planned out that if we left at like 9 o'clock from Rome, that we
At
would
Denny's.
get,
At Denny's.
yes. Well, no, you had to meet me at Denny's so you could follow me to my apartment to park your car.
Oh, okay.
And we had it timed out that if we drove pretty much straight through, we would get to Indiana like at noon the next day. You know, we could take a nap, go out that night, have a grand old fucking time. We got like past Syracuse and got hit with like this ice storm. And it took us what should have been like a 2.5 hour drive to like the border. It took us like 6.5 hours. Like we were going like 30 miles an hour down that throughway. And then we stop at this fucking hotel there. We get in
Trucker motel.
Oh yeah. Like it was like $50 for the fucking night. I was like, well, sleep for a few hours. They'll have the roads cleared. We weren't there, 10 minutes, and the power goes out.
The power went out. There was snow coming into, remember, under the door, and there was blood on my sheets.
Yes.
Because we had 2 beds, and on my bed there was blood, and I was like, nope, I'm out. We
slept for what, like 3-4 hours?
I don't even remember, but we slept with our coats on because I was so disgusted.
Ugh.
I might have went in the tub and slept, to be quite honest, because you snored.
Yeah.
And I couldn't push you. I just pushed Joe, not this Joe. So we should probably say that too. If I say Joe, my husband's name is Joe as well.
Yeah. So they should be able to follow. And so we don't end up getting to Indiana till like 9 o'clock when we should have been there around noon. And we got there. I remember like as we're like a half hour away, the gas light came on.
Oh.
And I remember like flying around trying to figure out like, let's get some gas quick. We met at Brittany's first. Because you were staying with Brittany.
Yeah.
Then I went to the hotel, met my mom, and then we met back up. But the the second night is still one of the most epic nights I think I've had.
Was that the bachelorette night?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we had to go edit something out. We're gonna try to see where we catch up with our rewind a little bit. So then we drove home the next day
Yep.
but we left late because you were tired.
Very.
Yes, very tired.
So it was a long drive, and I'm shocked I drove it all.
Yeah, that did not happen. She drove 2 hours of it.
It still doesn't. We just drove to North Carolina last year, and I think I drove maybe 2 hours.
So you still can't drive.
I actually like driving. I
love road trips. I do too. I love doing that. I just won't take road trips with Maria because she is the most anxious. She's the most anxious passenger ever.
Yeah.
So like when Emily was stationed in DC, what we would do is we would leave at like midnight. So we would get there like as like the base was opening so we could get our visitor pass. I would make Maria take some of her muscle relaxer, lay down in the back seat. And I work overnight, so I'm used to being up all night.
Yeah.
And I would just drive all the way through listening to ebooks.
There you go. Yeah, I do like driving. I don't mind driving. Just if Joe can drive, then why do I have to drive, you know?
I feel like a lot of significant others who are female feel the same way.
Yeah. So I can look at my phone and make some TikToks, you know? Also, I'm the music person. I have to put on whatever kids' song of the week there is.
I don't miss all the kids' music.
Some of them are bops now, though. I will say that. Some of them you get like really into.
Like my kids listen to real music now, and it's weird because there's some of the stuff that's like they grew up with me listening to that they probably shouldn't have, but they have and they love it. And it's funny to see what they like on their own. Yeah. Like take Logan, for example. Like I remember I used to have mixed CDs before football games and stuff that I listened to get into the game. You know what Logan's song that pumps him up to play football is?
What?
To him, it's a classic oldie song.
What is it?
Spice Girls Wannabe.
Stop.
Swear to God.
That's amazing.
Like it amps him up. He gets amped up. Like he gets like amped up in an energetic way where I used to get amped up in like a pissed off way.
Yeah.
And he just like gets like all boppy and like, yeah.
Are you on a mic? Whoa.
Yeah. I have a mic, I have camera, I have lighting.
You got a whole setup.
I do. So
that's funny though. Wannabe.
Todd has not messaged me. Okay.
Did you ever go back on TikTok Live? Did you like it?
I did the one. It was interesting. I don't know how I like trying to interact and then like random people are going in and you're talking to them and then you kept on making me touch myself. Like
I don't think you needed to do that. I think other people need to like it, but it helped you. It actually made you go up.
It made my rank whatever. It's a weird thing.
It is very weird. Heather always wants to go on and I get so nervous and don't let her go on, but sometimes she'll go on and I'll be in the corner with just my hand and she'll be like, all right, that's Fitch in the corner with her hand. Because I hate it. Like I love it, but I hate it.
Because you just got to get the confidence to do it. So
yeah.
So I'm going to go into something to segue into what. So why don't we talk about your and Brittany's friendship and something you both love desperately?
Yes. So Brittany and I over our 20-year friendship now. Can't believe it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
We love horror movies. It is our thing. We've always loved it. Any new one, old one, mainly the old ones, but we love horror.
So my idea was for them to watch like a series. Say, for example, the first 3 Chucky movies is what I think they're eventually going to start with.
Oh, I should have got
And
my notes. I have notes for the first Chucky movie.
well, save it for that other podcast they're doing. And so it's going to be them talking about it, like going over it, going over the movies, what they like, especially like with a lot of these franchises, you can almost see the point where they start to go down. And like with the Chuckies, they become a completely different kind of movie after Chucky 3.
Yeah, I won't even. The Bride of was it Bride of Chucky 4?
I believe so.
That one was fine, but anything else, no, thank you.
Well, like, even then, it started getting satirical.
Well, yeah.
So like it'll be like them talking about that, depending on what certain series, certain episodes I might pop in with them. But this is to help her get comfortable with it. We're gonna talk about it, and since she loves horror movies, I got some trivia questions here for her, and let's see how she does. Are you ready, Jessica?
I hope I don't embarrass myself.
All right. What is the name of Neve Campbell's character in Scream?
Sidney Prescott.
Very good. Next question. In Jeepers Creepers, the creeper rises every how many years to feed?
Oh, God, I don't know. 200?
It is 23.
23 years?
Yeah.
Fun
So
fact, me and Brittany also have a love of Justin Long. A
Well,
long-standing love. It's more me, but she agrees and supports my decision.
Well, what's your favorite Justin Long movie?
Accepted?
See, Accepted's up there with me, but I also love him in Tusk.
Oh, that's a good horror movie, isn't it? I don't know if I saw it. I saw the one he was just in with the basement. Was it the Babadook? No, that was
Yes, yeah.
Was it the Babadook?
Yes, and he was in the Goosebumps.
Oh, I didn't see that.
The Disney Plus show. Like, it was actually really, really good.
Really?
It was far more adult than it had any business being.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right. What is the name of the summer camp from Friday the 13th?
Brittany would know this one. No, I know it. Crystal Lake. Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes. Yeah.
Duh.
I was going to fight you.
Duh.
All right. Have you seen the Hereditary movies?
Yes. There's
All right,
more than one?
No, there's one.
Oh.
But I know they're talking about doing another one.
That's Joe's favorite movie.
What kind of allergy does Charlie have in Hereditary?
Nut?
Yes. You're crushing
You know
it.
my stuff.
All right. What is the name of the possessed young girl in The Exorcist?
Reagan.
Very good. You are crushing this. In what state does the Blair Witch Project take place? You're not gonna get this.
It's gonna be like a Midwest or something.
Okay, I'll let you know. It's an East Coast state.
Massachusetts?
No, but you're close. Maryland.
Oh, I would never say that.
Who plays Pennywise in the most recent It?
I don't know his name. I know him, but I don't know his name.
Bill Skarsgård. He's one of the Skarsgård brothers, and they're coming
out. He was
out
in the Justin Long one too.
Yes. They're coming out with a Welcome to Derry show, I think on HBO Max.
Really?
And it's a prequel to the 2017's It. So it's going to be. Go ahead.
That movie is the highest paid highest gross paid, whatever, movie of all time, scary movie of all time.
Yeah, it's the most successful horror movie of all time. Yep.
I would have thought it was Exorcist. I can't believe it was 2017. It's wild.
Well, you gotta think like it had such a big buzz behind it.
True.
In the Ring, how long do people have to live after watching the videotape?
Is it 7 days?
Yes. And for those of you who don't know what a videotape is, before you could stream everything you watch, there was a rectangular solid plastic object that had some wheels in it, and you put it into a flat rectangular device, and it played your movie or your show for you.
Mm-hmm. And fun fact, I worked at Hollywood Video for a good 6-7 years.
Wow. And those of you who don't know what Hollywood Video was, go there to rent said plastic rectangular objects.
Yes. Best job ever.
Who plays Chucky's love interest Tiffany in Bride of Chucky?
I know her name. She's going to be on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills soon, which is weird.
Jennifer Tilly.
Yes.
So
She's going to be on the Beverly Hills Housewives. Like, that's weird.
I'm sure Maria will tell me all about it because her, my mom, and my youngest sister all watch that nonsense.
Yep.
I'm so not the Comic-Con I saw. I met with you down there, but the following year when I went down, I had won this thing on Facebook. Like it was this weird thing that they were doing that you could put your name in for a drawing to win like a free autograph or free this, and I won a free autograph with her, the dude who plays Chucky, and somebody else who was in whatever Chucky movie had come out. I think it was the Asylum one. And so I got to go up and get their signatures and meet them.
Oh, you met them?
Yeah, because I was going to the Comic-Con and then I'd won that free autograph thing to go meet them when I went down there.
Oh, that's cool. Is it in your room?
Actually, I think I have them on Facebook. It's in a lot of my collectible stuff's in a box. So this, like in my bedroom is like the whole upstairs. I just made this little corner, which Maria absolutely hates, and but I have no other place to it. Nobody else ever comes up here, so it's like the perfect spot for it.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one. Who directed the acclaimed horror movies Get Out and Us?
I know it.
He's part of a comedy duo.
I don't know.
Key and
Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying Keenan and Kel. I was like, what?
No.
What? Yeah, I knew his name, but I didn't know.
What year was the first Saw movie released? It's a big year for you.
It was a big year for me. 2002?
No. A couple years later.
2004?
There you go.
Oh.
I thought it was later than that.
I thought it was earlier.
What horror movie stars Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr.?
I know what you did last summer.
So you know they're making a new one?
With all the original?
Well, with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, yeah.
The other two got killed off.
They're dead.
The first one. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they did like a series a couple of years ago.
Yes, I started it and I got bored.
I started too. It didn't hit the same way. What are the names of the two serial killers at the center of the Silence of the Lambs story?
I know it. Yeah. Hannibal. And the lotion guy.
Yep.
He had a weird name.
Yeah.
Jack,
the name,
something Jack.
The name
something.
reminds me of the football team I despise the most.
Oh, Joe's team, the Bills. But something Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
Oh, it was Buffalo Bill?
Yeah.
Oh. I knew it was some kind of name.
In Halloween, Mike Myers, as a child, kills his teenage sister. What was her name?
Oh, God. I have no idea.
It is Judith.
Judith.
Mm-hmm. What is the name of the hotel from The Shining?
No idea.
The Overlook.
I would have never guessed that.
Too good. Which city were Alex and his classmates flying to when he had a disturbing premonition on the
France.
plane?
Paris.
Very good. That's actually that series is one of the ones me and Blake put on.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
All right. Okay. What is the name of the pop-up book Samuel asks Amelia to read to him in The Babadook?
No idea.
Mr. Babadook.
Yeah. People think that
Losers
movie's
Club.
like really. People
Go
think
ahead.
that movie's like really scary.
It's okay.
Yeah, I
Like,
wouldn't say that.
I have you watched the Terrifier movies yet?
Oh, no. So this is a huge debate in our house. Like Joe loves that guy, and I don't find that gore. Like, I don't like it. It's like too funny. I don't like the funny and then the gore. It's like too much. And I like.
Well, I guess the first one is not. It's kind of like the first Nightmare on Elm Street. It's not comical. It's more straightforward, and I guess he gets more satirical as he goes on. I haven't watched them because, again, I'm okay with gore. Gore doesn't bother me.
It's a lot.
But if I don't know, like the Winnie the Pooh thing, I haven't watched that.
No, I didn't watch that either.
Because I feel like there's no real story. There's no like real craft to it. Like I'm willing to give Terrifier a chance, but I don't know.
You might like it. I heard the third, like people walked out. That's how bad it was. Like there's a scene.
Actually, I think Logan and Blake told me that people walked out.
Yeah, Joe said he read if like if you have kids, you're not going to want to see it, and I was like, I definitely don't want to see it then.
Did he watch it?
No, but he researched it. He always reads up on everything.
I do the same thing.
See, I want to be surprised, but like I'm glad.
Well, I won't go like read like movies that I know I'm gonna go see. Like that movie, I don't think I was ever gonna go see, so I kind of read up on it. How many years in between sessions of the Losers Club and Stephen King's It?
25.
27. Close.
I almost said 27. I almost said 27. Dang. I gotta go with my first instinct.
Who directed the 2007 remake of Halloween?
Say that again. The 2007
remake of Halloween.
Oh, Rob Zombie.
How do you feel about those movies?
I love the first one. The second one was weird. The first one, actually, Joe and I in 2017 or 18 went to like a small theater in Connecticut, and Rob wasn't there because he's from Connecticut, I think. But the clown, what's his name? The clown was there before he died. So we got to watch it with him, like he was on
That's
stage.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. I actually have cool pictures. Like we were, because the theater is like nothing. It was very small, so you were like right there with him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I love the first.
I feel the same way. I felt the first one was like a perfect update adaptation that was just as good as the original.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of went off the rails with the second one.
Yeah,
Like it,
the daydreaming and
yeah. You went from like you made arguably one of the best horror movies ever, and then you kind of like, oh hey, I'm gonna take a turn down this alley down here and
it was
go
weird.
do some crack. Like,
And wasn't it a different kid, which I hated too? I think it was a different boy.
I don't remember.
I think it was a different kid.
But like, I thought like Scout Taylor Compton did phenomenal job as the main character, and then what's her face? They do a podcast actually. Her and Danelle Harris, who was actually in. She played like the niece of Mike Myers in the original series.
Yeah.
And then came back and played. I always thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Let's go.
Yeah, I love the Rob Zombie one. And I don't understand how people don't like the first one because I thought it was amazing.
I thought it was amazing. All right. So I'm going to give you a couple more before we go. What brand of doll is Chucky in the Child's Play franchise?
Good guy.
Very good. Well, you already answered this one. What's the highest grossing horror movie of all time?
It, 2017, which I still can't understand.
In Halloween, Michael Myers' mask is actually a mask of what actor?
Oh, the Star Trek guy. Star Trek?
Yes. William Shatner.
Yes. So weird. This light is like.
All right. Carol Ann interacts with spirits through which household electronic in Poltergeist?
The TV.
Very good. So that is one of the first horror movies I remember like seeing.
Really?
Like,
mine was Chucky.
Like I remember seeing like Chucky. So we always would go to church on Saturday like evening because my dad didn't like going Sunday mornings. So, we had the VCR set up or whatever, and Fox used to play because, like, we had the bunny ear TV back then. Mm-hmm. Fox used to like play like a semi-recent movie, and like during the time that we were at church. So I would take like one of our blank VHSs, put it in there, and just record like hours on this.
Oh yeah.
So I could have the movies, and I did that with the Lost Boys. And like to this day, Lost Boys is probably my favorite vampire movie.
Really?
Oh, I love it.
It is a good movie.
But I also played Poltergeist, and I remember I don't know if we were sleeping over at my cousin's or something, but somebody put it in. We were like sleeping down in the living room. Somebody put it in and watching it, and I must have been 7, 6, and just like.
Yeah, that's a scary one for a young kid.
But like that kind of shit never like bothered me. Like when I was a kid, I like remember the show Alf.
Yeah, I have all the box DVDs downstairs.
I have them all, also actually.
You do?
Oh yeah. But I loved Alf, but for some reason I thought Alf lived underneath my bed, and if I didn't jump from my bed to the hallway, he would mistake my feet for cats and try to eat them.
Oh my God. That's
so
great.
Like that's what I got scared of, not by, oh hey, my house is haunted and there's ghosts living in the TV.
That's funny. My first memory is Chucky at my uncle's house. And my mom told him not to let me watch Chucky because I was a weird 5-year-old who enjoyed it. Like that's not normal. But she would know he let me when I would come home I turned around every single troll in my room, and I had hundreds of trolls. So when she would come in, she would see all the butts, and she'd be like, "Did your Uncle Charlie let you watch Chucky again?" I'm like, "No." Well, why is the butts? Because the eyes scared me. And there were so many after Chucky. It always scared me.
That's hysterical.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, the memories. Like, I don't remember much, but I have vivid memories of horror movie times. Like, I was in my brother's bed when I watched the Freddy where he cuts off the ear, and that made me like have ear phobia. Like, I truly have like if you touch my ears, I'm like, ugh. For real.
That's
Weird.
wild. Yeah, like I know, like I remember the first time I saw Scream, and Scream's like Scream franchise is my favorite slasher franchise.
Yeah.
And it was 7th grade. My mom was when I lived in Japan. So actually, Drew, who does Wrestle Fandom with me, like he was there. But I
In
rented.
Japan?
Yeah, that's where me and him were friends. We didn't. So he kind of inspired this whole Steppin' Stones podcast, because me and him, like, we haven't seen each other since 7th grade. And
right.
On MySpace and on Facebook we'd talk, but now I like talk to him every week, like on the show. But we rented Austin Powers and Scream, and those were the first time I saw either one of those movies. And like Austin Powers movies are great, but like the Scream franchise had such a huge effect on me.
Yeah.
Like that, I Know What You Did Last Summer, all those movies, and like that. I don't like. I've always dug how they took like the whole final girl concept and kind of made them like tougher, and it wasn't just like, oh, the girl survived, yay. But like Sidney Prescott's turned into a fucking badass throughout this, throughout that series. And
why didn't she come back? Which one was she not in? And now she's coming back for the 7th. I need like a diagram of it because it's confusing.
So what had happened was they had done the soft reboot where Jenna Ortega and that other girl were sisters, and Dennis Quaid's sons in it.
Which one's with Macaulay Culkin's brother?
Okay,
Kieran.
that one was Scream 4.
Okay.
So that was 10 years ago.
Oh.
So they've come out with 2 since then, and the first one they just called it Scream, and what it was I think her name's Melissa Barrera. She was the illegitimate daughter of Billy Loomis.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like, and then Jenna Ortega plays her half sister in it.
Mm-hmm.
So when they decided they were coming out with a sequel, and like Sydney was in that, Gail was in that. Did you see that one?
And I was watching it.
That's the one Dewey died
the other day.
Yeah, that's the one Dewey dies in.
Yeah. Yep. He just died.
So in the next one, Nev Campbell wanted more money, and they didn't want to pay her, so she wasn't in it. So it took place in New York City, and it had the 2 sisters kind of came to the forefront. Well, with this whole Israel and Hamas thing going on, Melissa Barrera, I guess, spoke out about it, and the studio didn't like it.
Oh, right.
So they fired her. And then Jenna Ortega dropped out due to scheduling conflicts. So they decided to pony up and pay Nev Campbell and bring her back.
Which they should have to begin with.
Right. Yeah. So, like, I'm curious to see. So they're talking about bringing, like, Patrick Dempsey back because apparently, like, he's from Scream 3. He was the cop in L.A. They're married and have kids now. That's what they've kind of implied throughout the series. So talking about bringing him back and, like...
They implied that?
Yeah, because I think in the last one Nev Campbell was in, she makes a comment about, well, Mark's home with the kids. And Mark was the character he played in Scream 3.
I never caught that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting.
All right, so we've been going for 51 minutes, so we're going to cut out about 7 of that. Good 45-minute episode there, Fitch.
Are we done?
We can be. We're going to say goodbye in a second.